Imagine it 1.8 billion years into the future, our world could be toast. The sun's gonna run out of fuel, expand into a red giant, engulfing Earth and making it uninhabitable. But before that happens, let's talk about what's been going on in our universe for nearly a century now. Scientists first figured out we're living in an expanding universe. And here's the crazy part. Galaxies aren't moving away from us because they're leaving home. It's actually space itself that's growing, kind of like how a balloon expands when you blow it up. So, what's going to happen to those galaxies zooming away from us? Well, they'll disappear into the distance and eventually fade out of our view because space itself is expanding at an incredible rate. Think of it like dots on a balloon. As you blow it up, those dots get further apart, making them harder to see. This expansion will keep going until there's so much room between galaxies that they can't connect or interact anymore. And this brings us to the mind-blowing concept known as the big crazy stuff. Not to be confused with its opposite, the Big Bang. The big crazy stuff suggests our universe could eventually collapse in on itself after 13.8 billion years of non-stop growth since that initial explosion we call the Big Bang. But wait, there's a twist. The big crazy stuff isn't exactly what scientists thought it'd be. Instead, it's like the universe's rewind button. Imagine all the expansion from the Big Bang slowing down, then reversing, and finally collapsing back into a single point, zeroing out our cosmic scale. This would mark the end of everything as we know it, but could also kickstart another universe through an epic Big Bang reboot. There's just one problem. New discoveries suggest that gravity isn't strong enough to slow down this expansion. Instead, it's actually speeding up. So, it looks like our universe might not be ending in a big crazy stuff after all. Get ready for some mind-blowing cosmic drama. As space keeps expanding, galaxies zoom off into the distance, and eventually, our universe might just fade away. But that's not all. Another terrifying possibility is the Big Rip, where everything from stars and planets to tiny atoms gets ripped apart by an unstoppable expansion. It's like the ultimate cosmic unraveling, with even space-time itself tearing apart. So, what can we do? Is there a way for humanity to cheat the universe's deadline and leave our mark before it's too late? Let's dive into some wild theories that might just save us, or at least make us think outside the box. Buckle up, folks. To grasp how we might escape our universe's impending doom, let's talk about the multiverse theory, a mind-bending concept where multiple universes coexist in a massive cosmic web. Imagine everything that exists, from space and time to matter and energy, existing across an endless sea of parallel realities. The idea is that each universe within this vast multiverse has its own set of physical laws and constants, making them unique and separate from one another. So, what if our universe is just a tiny thread in this cosmic tapestry? Could we potentially shift to a new reality or parallel universe where the rules are different, one that's immune to the Big Rip or the big crazy stuff? The possibilities are endless, but let's explore more. Get ready to blow your mind. The concept of multiple universes has been explored in just about every field, from cosmology and physics to music, literature, and even philosophy. And it's not just science fiction or fantasy anymore. The theory is actually backed by some pretty cool physics too. Quantum mechanics suggests that for every choice we make or event that occurs, there are an infinite number of parallel universes where things played out differently on, each with its own version of reality. This is what's known as the many worlds interpretation or daughter universe theory. Imagine it like a never-ending tree of possibilities, where every decision splits into new branches, creating brand new realities. So, in theory, if our universe is facing a crisis, maybe we can just jump ship and find a parallel world where everything is chill. You're catching on. Think about it. For every decision you've ever made, there's a universe out there where things went down differently. So if our reality is heading for trouble, you could potentially hop over to a parallel one where everything worked out. Now, here's the really cool part. According to some mind-bending theories in physics, we don't need planes or spaceships to make these interuniversal trips. Instead, we might be able to use something called Einstein-Rosen bridges, also known as wormholes. These are like cosmic shortcuts that connect two distant points in space-time, and if the theory holds, they could actually allow us to travel between different universes. Let's break it down. Imagine you're taking a shortcut through space-time by passing through what scientists call a wormhole. A wormhole is basically like a cosmic tunnel with two ends, one where you start and another where you want to end up, potentially even in a different universe. This wild idea comes from a math solution that helps us understand how gravity works, Einstein's field equations. Think of it as an all-access pass for your space-traveling adventures. Whether you need to cover billions of light years or just zip across the room, a wormhole could be your ticket. Now buckle up, because wormholes aren't just for interstellar travel. They can also be a time machine. That's right, these cosmic shortcuts connect different points in space-time, so if we had the technology to harness them, we could potentially visit our future selves or even other eras. And it all comes down to Einstein's theory of relativity, which showed us how gravity warps space and time. But here's the thing, if we ever stumble upon a wormhole that takes us elsewhere in the universe, we'd better pack heat-resistant suits because scientists think they could be scorching hot on one end or freezing cold on another. So what's waiting for us on the other side of a wormhole? Who knows, it could be an entirely new reality with life forms we can't even imagine. Some super smart thinkers, like David Lewis, believe that every possible world actually exists, and they're all just as real as our own. Mind blown, right? Well, we've reached the end of today's lesson, but don't hit pause just yet. If you want to dive into some more jaw-dropping facts, check out our video on the top 10